God.
Nope, can't hear a word you guys are saying.
Showed like the sound. All I want to see is like if he actually meant to do it.
Oh,
I think he meant to put his foot up.
there's arguments with this.
Wow, shit. Did they wrestle? What?
Yeah. He meant
Aaron, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Leah.
Okay. So they can't hear us, but you guys can hear.
I don't think so, no.
Can you hear them, Audrey?
I could for a second and then they disappeared again.
Okay, I'm gonna run back upstairs. Hang on.
Okay.
Hey, having trouble with the sound. Can't hear anybody. Sorry, Adam. Okay, we're on the helpline. We're trying to get this sorted.
Okay. Can I mute myself again so you guys don't have to listen to me cough my head off?
Sure.
Holler if you need me.
Okay, thanks, Audrey.
No problem.
I'll just quit until it's not.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, yes, because I can hear you guys too. Okay, perfect.
Adam.
So we just heard Leah.
Back to Zoom. Yes, and I don't know. Yeah, was that just join computer on that? Okay, sorry, it's working. Okay. All right, I gotta let you go into the line. Okay. I think I can coach that, good shot. I think I'm just thinking about that. I know, that's a change.
So, yeah.
Everybody to mute themselves. Just before we start, anyone joining us on Zoom, I'd ask you to mute until it comes time for citizen comments, please. Just to save the feedback. Okay, it's 7 p.m. I'm going to call to order the combined council meeting for Thursday, December the 14th, 2023, 7 p.m. to order. Before we begin our meeting, we'd like to acknowledge that Stuyak is in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Welcome everyone joining us and on Zoom. We have full attendance except for Councilor Ramsey. So I'll note that in the minutes. I'm looking for a change or approval to change motion to the agenda, and I know there are some changes. Councilor Berman, please.
Sure, and I hope I got them. I'm proposing 9G would be referring to item 10C in our minutes of November Committee of the Whole. It was a proposed amendment for downtown commercial C1 zone. 9H be the development control review report.
Sorry, I lost you. 9G is called what?
Well, it refers back to the minutes of the November Committee of the Whole. And it was, the title then was 10C, proposed amendment downtown commercial C1 zone. We had agreed to defer it to this meeting. So 9H would be development control review report.
I think that's probably
That's
gonna.
one you. asked
Yeah,
for?
I think,
Is it on there? Not the one I have.
no, but I think we talked, the mayor's asked me to defer it, so I was just gonna leave it off.
Okay,
So we'll take that off and defer. Okay.
okay.
Just take it off.
All right. 9I, well, I guess now that's 9H. Planning officer, development officer. I guess planning officer appointment. I just thought it's something we might need to discuss. 9I. Riverside Avenue update. And 9J, New Year's levy.
And there's quite a few amendments, so we'll have to really keep track of each other and Councilor Berman could do that, find us something, please.
Can I just ask a question?
Absolutely.
Should 9H not go under personnel then,
Perhaps
which then would go in camera?
sure.
9H.
Yeah, planning officer appointment,
Oh, yes, sorry, I had that down here, yeah.
should that not go under personnel
I
In
wasn't
camera?
sure. So that's fine.
I could, Okay, with those changes, could I have an amendment?
and I just kind of look and see what 10C actually is? Before,
Absolutely.
I don't even know if I've got it. I don't even have it.
It's in the minutes for November Committee of the Whole and the
But would there have been more background in our package in November than what's in the minutes? Probably, right?
No, I think it was mostly a conversation.
Wasn't there more too? Like, there must have been, yeah, so wouldn't we, so I wouldn't mind having that report, so I would refer to it, so I know what I'm talking about.
But do you want to defer that?
Well,
Okay.
I guess the only reason I brought it forward is because it's in the minutes and it says that it has to come to December, but I
Right.
think, see why we can't just defer it again.
Do-
Can we not?
Yeah.
I just didn't want to leave it
Yeah,
not dealt with as it was in the minutes.
So that would be,
so defer to January.
Well, I think we'd have to just agree to do that, wouldn't we?
Well, it hasn't, the agenda hasn't been approved. Right?
I recognize Councilor Ramsey, on some level.
No.
Before I'm gonna call to do that amendment, there's a consensus around the table.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the information, I've got the information.
Council?
Well, I think it should be deferred.
So just take it off. And take 9H off.
What are we deferring?
Technically, really nothing, because the agenda hasn't been approved yet, so there was some proposed amendments and now they're being struck off. Is that right?
I didn't wanna let it go unnoticed that we had something in the minutes that we were deferring it to this agenda. So, however you wanna deal with it.
If it's approved in the agenda and then you defer it, it would be reflected in the minutes, so we don't forget.
That's a good point.
Okay, with those changes, can I have a motion to approve the amended agenda, please?
Are we amending with G, H, I, and J and then deferring? Is that what you would like to do?
Yes, that's his, for certain, H and I is,
Gone.
I've gone, it's up, that's Riverside update, so it's not gone, it's just moved.
So it would just be nine G
G.
Riverside and nine H New Year's levy. Is that what you wanted?
H would be the planning officer appointment.
I.
Or
Don't
we
get
could try-
bogged down
again.
in this. I just thought it would be nice.
Leave the proposed, I think we should leave the proposed amendment. Approve it and then defer that, so that it reflects in the minutes, as Aaron said.
So it would be 9G, H, and I.
Yes.
And J for the New Year's levy, right?
No, it took two out.
Yes.
9G would be the deferred item. 9H would be Riverside Avenue update. 9I is New Year's levy.
Okay.
Okay, everybody clear? It's time to move on. With that, have a motion to,
So I'll make the motion to approve the agenda with the amendments of 9G deferred item, 9H Riverside Avenue update, 9I New Year's levy.
moved by Councilor Freeman, a seconder, please.
I'll second that.
Second by Deputy Mayor Chapman. Discussion on the motion.
Question.
Question has been called. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you, council. And before I proceed, we're joined tonight by Mrs. Richard. Thank you. Appreciate it. Has been working extremely hard the last few days. So thank you. Disclosure of interest on agenda items.
Excuse me. Did you want me to do those deferrals now? For the 9G, which would be deferred to January, and 9H, which would be deferred into in camera? Is that what we're,
Should we need to?
I-
I'm fine if, you know,
I thought that's what we had for consensus, but. Cause 9G is now the downtown commercial space, right?
Yes.
Which I don't have the information on, so I thought we were going to defer that to January.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
and that's because we had some discrepancies, so that's the
Okay.
discussion beforehand. Councilor Lamb, just to catch up a little bit, the report, that's development, sorry, downtown, there's a discrepancy, so that's the reason for deferring that.
I'll just defer it when we get there then.
I'm looking for disclosure of interest on agenda items. Hearing none. Agenda item number 5A, committee of the whole meetings, 23/11/09. Is there any changes or discussion before I ask the motion?
I'll make that motion that we approve the minutes as presented for the committee of the whole session for November the 9th, 2023.
Moved by Councilor Osborne, a seconder, please.
Second.
Second by Councilor Lewis. Discussion on the motion.
Question?
Question has been called. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. 5B, council meeting 23/11/23. Again, discussion or changes before I ask for the motion. Okay, hearing none, could I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes for November the 23rd council session as presented.
Moved by Councilor Osborne, a second, please.
I'll second it.
Second by Councilor Bartlett. Discussion on the motion.
Question.
Question has been called. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Thank you, Council. We have no announcements or proclamations. Number 6, item number 7. There are no presentations this evening. We have 2 written questions and correspondence, I believe. 8A is a letter of thank you to the town of Stewiacke from the Stewiacke Visitors Information Center. That's in the package. And 8B is fund announcement for community, culture, and heritage. Does anyone want to speak to that? Or just for information on this? Information on it. It's in your package. So now we're moving to the exciting stuff tonight. And I'm sure our council firm is saying, just Mayor Roy, you missed 1 or 2 or 3 tonight. So 9A, electing of a deputy in your packages. We have, thank you again to Mrs. Richards, a package for a process. Like the deputy mayor. Left behind, but we've got a lot of moving parts, a lot of things happening, so we're here tonight, and we have a full council, which is great for an election of this importance. Thank you for the package. I'm going to call for nominations for the deputy mayor from council for candidates.
I'd like to nominate Rosie Chapman.
Councilor Grant. So this nomination was made by Councilor Cronin and accepted by Deputy Mayor Adams. Any other motions? Very much sort of in the other nominations.
I'll nominate, Counselor Lewis.
Councilor Lutz, do you accept the nomination?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the nomination, second nomination was made by Councilor Osborne and accepted by Councilor Lutz. I'll call again for more or future nominations, other nominations. Second call. I will call third call for nominations from the floor. Having heard none, we have an election. In your package, there is a ballot which has the name of the candidate that you are asked to write in and all for the next. Our ballot box, Mrs. Richard has prepared. I'm going to ask first Deputy Mayor Chapman, if you want to have the scrutiny here. Yeah.
So we need a motion for that. I'd be in your mailbox, Chad.
I definitely have today, I didn't see it there.
It was later in the afternoon.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
We'll take a pause.
There it is.
And Councilor Lutz, do you want to point that at the scrutiny here?
If it's okay.
Also, so with that, I need a motion, please.
Oh,
It's not on your motion sheet, sorry, it's on the, it was an optional motion, it was there. So,
So you write both candidates' names in here and then put an X on one, is that the best way?
oh, okay.
So if you're voting for Councilor Lutz, you put Councilor Lutz's name down and next, or if you're voting for,
But it's still has footballs and then this.
my understanding football.
you don't have
You
to,
don't have
this ballot is if you know in advance, so it was just,
That's all you
Put
want.
your nomination in the next one, so we don't understand both things.
So I guess I gotta do the back, should have a motion to appoint. That's ever.
I'll make the motion that we appoint, the Benedict scrutineer for the vote. As per section 2, subsection 8. How's that? Is that what you want?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilor Froman. Discussion,
Question.
that has been called, all in favor?
Ah.
Opposed, so moved. Okay, so with that, we can proceed. Should you mark, sign, and hold
We don't sign it. do
the name?
we? Jeez.
Is that gonna hold them off?
I don't know.
You just went that up.
We used to have a little Tim Hortons donut bar.
House kind of small. Hey, we're not folks. We have the L and we have the box.
There you go.
Man, wait.
Very locked.
Yeah. Do I read the minute?
Expecting a rabbit or something.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
First vote is for Deputy Mayor Chapman. Second vote is for Councilor Lutz. Another vote for Deputy Mayor Chapman. They survived.
Should we just play that?
Another vote for Councilor Lutz.
Back in there.
If it's even do arm wrestling.
You may fire. Another vote for the officer, Deputy Mayor Chapman. Another vote for Councilor Lutz.
Did you vote? Are you allowed to vote?
And the last vote is for Deputy Mayor Chapman.
You're off the island.
No,
I didn't get, I wasn't counting, but you're on it.
We had a question, we had a question from Councilor Osborne, should the mayor vote? My answer would be yes, that's what the Jason,
I'm just asking because I don't ever remember when I was on here before the mayor voted, that's all.
if anybody has an issue, let's clarify that.
No, I don't have an issue, I'm just asking a question.
Because I asked the question myself.
Yeah.
My previous life, I would not have as chair.
Thank you, everybody. They voted for me or they didn't vote for me.
It was nice to see a good process, so thank you. And great, wasn't Tim Hortons box the other day, it was a real thing. So congratulations again to the Deputy Mayor Chapman, and now I need a motion, where we at there, Ms. Richard, I need a motion. By one counselor to destroy the ballot.
I'll make that motion that, the ballots be destroyed, as per section 2, subsection 11.
Okay, that's moved by Councilor Osborne, second, please.
I'll send it.
Second by Councilor Ramsey, discussion on motion.
Question.
Question has been called, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so moved.
Yes.
So we'll go to 9A, back to your package, and I need a motion to elect, of election.
Oh. I so move to approve the election of Counselor Chapman as deputy mayor.
That was moved by Councilor Osborne, and seconded
Second.
excuse me. Seconded by Councilor Lewis. Discussion on the motion. Question has been called. All in favor? Opposed? So moved. Thank you, Council. Okay, 9B. And that's the municipal capital growth. Who is speaking on that tonight?
I can do a verbal update on it.
Okay.
So in, I think November, I don't know if it was the 9th or the 23rd, CEO Brown brought forth the municipal capital grant and the council had instructed he apply for funding. So, staff have submitted a application for that for Third Lagoon in the amount of $5 million. So we're looking at half of that, through this grant. So we need a resolution to approve that we have submitted an application, and at this point, you can remove your application should something change. We just wanted to get it in by the deadline. Yes.
I thought. I didn't think he was going to apply for it because my understanding, maybe I'm wrong, is that it was a class D
Yes,
budget.
it is. So we were speaking with CBCL, Dave Friedel, in our sustainable growth strategy that we received from CBCL. Their estimate was 2 million. We spoke with him, he gave us a 3 to 5 million estimation. And we have up to a week and a half to get in a class A or class B with our application. So we went with high 5 million when we submitted, assuming that it's more realistic than 2 million, obviously. But again, we can withdraw our application if we need to, but we didn't want to miss that on opportunity.
Okay.
Any more discussion or questions for Mr. Rickard? Okay, can I have a motion, please?
Did you want? I approve a resolution of council supporting the submission of the wastewater expansion upgrade project for funding consideration under the municipal capital growth program.
Let's move by Councilor Osborne, and second, please. Second by Deputy Mayor Chapman. Discussion on the motion.
Question.
Question has been called. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Council. 9C, extended producer's responsibility of QT and restoration. That's your package. Before I ask for a motion, again, Mr. Rickard, you're gonna address that?
Sure.
Please.
So your guys's printout has pretty much all the details we need. The rundown that I received from Bill Redden is basically opt-in. If you choose to opt out, you pay for collection of these products on your own and you ensure that the collection happens. So you need to find somebody to do that and you pay for everything on your own. As for when you opt in, there's no details yet on the offset costs or the savings, but that will come forth as we move on through the process.
So, if we opt in, life just continues on for now as is.
Yes, staff will then submit the required documents that are required for this. I think it's January 1st that we need to have everything submitted to them, so. We don't want to miss.
Am I correct that other municipalities have already
Yes,
applied for this? So
yes.
If I can just add, just, I guess, for information, I was at an event that, Mr. Redden was at. And, I think he had reached out to Mr. Brown, but they hadn't connected. So we wanted to make sure, that we knew about the deadline and to make sure, you know, of course, his recommendation is to opt in. But I just want to thank, Ms. Richard and Ms. Buki for doing some extra work to make sure we were ready for tonight.
What is this for, sorry?
Paper, plastic and packaging. So blue bags items, they're taxing the producers. So if we don't opt in, we have to oversee all of that on our own. So we would tax them, we have to take care of finding someone to collect those items. Whereas if we opt in, I can't remember what the organization is called, but they oversee doing that for everybody. EPO or something like that, or ERP, anyways.
any more discussion? Okay, but that kind of motion, please.
I'll make the motion that council instruct staff to prepare registration to opt in and participate in the extended producer responsibility, EPR, for packaging
paper products and packaging like products, PPP.
Moved by Counselor Osborne, and seconded,
I'll
seconded by Counselor Berman. Discussion on the motion. Question has been called. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. 9D, that the application of the citizens' appointments. And again, before we have a motion or combined, discussion or questions, and Counselor Berman, are you going to address part of this, or I'm not trying to put you on the spot, just not sure.
I'm happy to. So we have advertised the vacancies on the committees that we have. We received four submissions to the state. We did receive one today as well, but our package was already, completed and sent out to everybody. So we have various vacancies, one on business and tourism, 5 on parks, recs and events, 1 on bylaw and policy or more. They, in terms of reference, said there's options to have more than just 1 resident. And then the audit, we have 2 vacancies. So, we have 2 that have submitted for audit committee, 2 for bylaw and policy, and 1 for recreation, and events committee. So the recommendations have got, or the submissions of application have went to the chairs of the committees for their review, and then staff has put forth the recommendations.
Questions, comments, Counselor Osborne?
I have a number of questions, actually. So one, was there a deadline on the application?
It was an open-ended,
So we now have a new applicant.
yes.
And was that person considered in?
The recommendation, no.
No. So how,
They can be put on the agenda for next month for their application to be appointed to on a couple of their, committees that they've applied for.
and do they still have open vacancies on
One
those committees?
does.
But that's only one. So my other question is, how do we know there's not other applicants out there without a deadline on the application? I'm just going by 2016. In
Mhm.
2016, there was a clear deadline on the applications, and the application is totally different than what it was in 2016.
I'm not sure, the process back then. This is, in the past 3 or 4 years, we've just put out 4, applications, no deadline. We rarely get them, so it's usually open-ended and never filled. So it was nice to see, these citizens apply, so that's why there was no deadline.
Okay.
So staff
And-
can make changes if that's what's recommended from them.
So, are those names brought forward to the committees or just to the chairs of the committee?
As per the policy, it just says the chair can make the recommendation. So it was shared to the chairs and they approved of the recommendation. Now, should it go back, then that's fine, and we can defer it at a different time, but
I'm just wondering if it shouldn't be shared with all of council. I guess it's a council decision, so. I guess that's where I look from. If it's a council decision, it needs to be more open and fair and transparent. And if we have, I mean, I'm glad that we've got lots of people applying, but you know, I understand now why it was open-ended because you've had trouble getting engagements, but we are getting more and more engagement from our residents, so, maybe we should look at maybe a deadline, perhaps,
sure.
and then allow that to go for everyone, and then bring it all back. I'm just looking at more openness,
I got a concern I have is how many times have we brought this forward in the last few months,
just once that I'm aware
as I
of.
believe.
Back
And,
in February.
you know, is there any, it's just me speaking, is there any, moving with this, other person, which I see the name, but being brought forward in January?
The only harm is, Ms. Richard just said that there's only one vacancy on one of the committees that this person applied for, and I don't know who that person was or who they applied for.
I'm just looking at the process here, trying to move this along. I'm totally open what council's consensus is.
Can we not defer it to January? It's only what,
If that's consensus.
3 weeks or whatever?
And if we're gonna defer, do we need to tidy up in terms of what the process is?
Well, then I was just thinking if we deferred it to January for the deadline to the end of December, then that gives a chance for anybody over the holidays that may be working or haven't seen it, or, you know.
I think that's fair. Again, if the question is been asked, does it have to come to council or is it a chair? My understanding was a chair decision, but I could be totally wrong.
think my understanding was the chairs would, you know,
Bring forward.
or be, I guess, part of the council process of the names coming forward, but it certainly is a council decision. I think you'll find that everybody that applied is getting a committee they asked for. Up until, today. As of last yesterday, anybody that applied is getting, the recommendation would give them a committee they asked for
Because there was vacancies on everything, Councillor Crum, is that why?
on those committees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, because we are getting more engagement, I hate to cut. If, you know, we don't know, and it is busy, we've all been busy. I know I didn't share it on my page.
So can I have some consensus introduction, please?
I think this time fine, but you have to have something cut and dried
Going forward,
going forward, yeah, but you can't keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it
that's
off.
my concern.
So, because we usually don't have, how long did it take us to get these, volunteers? So I think next time it's advertised for, bang, put a deadline on it and then that.
Yeah,
Bring it back.
that's really been was my concern, there was no deadline, it was open.
Okay, that's fair. Good discussion. Okay, with that, I have a motion in that regards, I guess.
So you wanted to, do you want a motion to defer it to January?
Is that the intent or is it intent to move forward as is?
Well, I don't think there's any reason why we can't confirm these filled vacancies. And there's still one that new person wanted on, so we can defer that one.
Did this person apply for more than one?
Yes.
But there isn't it's up to the chair, I mean, that's my take on it.
I guess I look at it, if we're gonna be open. And
And we are.
And we've given everybody like that has applied to date without a deadline.
Mhm.
The opportunity to apply, my understanding from Counselor Freeman is that they were put on whatever they asked for. And now we're saying this person who's applied today, whoever that person is, I don't know. Isn't going to have that same opportunity
Mhm.
because we didn't put a deadline on the application.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough, yeah.
So I'm gonna put it back on council. I need a motion, either, I guess not either one, but a motion, and then we'll go from that point.
I'll make a motion to defer to the January committee of the whole session and that we put a deadline of December the 31st on the citizen application appointment.
It's moved by Councillor Osborne, a seconder,
I'll
please.
second that.
Seconded, Mayor Chapman. Discussion on the motion.
Question?
Question is called all in favor,
Aye.
opposed? 5-2 passed. Councillor Ramsey, if I can ask, poster for. Forward. It's 5-2. Motion is passed. Thank you, council. Yeah, I'm off the sheet here now. A lot of sheets, a lot of moving papers and cards and all kinds of stuff. Number 9, E, signing authority. We have a motion in your package, council.
Did I have one?
Here, it's in the back.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
So it's 9E, it's on the back of. Minutes of the night.
Motion to, approve and appoint Aaron Richard as the second administrative signing officer for the town studio.
Moved by Councillor
I'll
Perlman,
second
a seconder, please. Second by Councillor Osborne. Discussion on the motion. Doesn't call, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Okay. Yeah, I'll do an update on the CEO recruitment, for the council. HR committees met on 2 occasions. If I'm incorrect, council, please tell me, the 6th and 11th. With council approval, I reached out to the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities, Atlantic Mayors Congress, local CEOs, mayors, and applicable municipalities, seeking applicants or names to be brought forward for a qualified interim CEO. We are actively searching for an interim CEO, and we will now see successful hire when that comes forward. I have been in regular consultations with our solicitor, Charles Thompson, our municipal advisor, Jason Hahn, and yesterday I met with Valerie Potty Bungie, the Municipal Affairs and Housing's Associate Deputy Minister, and that will be further on in my report also. So that's an update, the process for the interim CAO only. HR, I have Councilor Freeman and Deputy Mayor Chapman. Anything else to add to that?
I don't know.
That's just an update because the process we're in at that point that I can bring forward. So. And thank you for everybody. It's been busy time, very busy time. Now, I think it's number G, is Riverside?
No.
No. See. Councilor Freeman, question me. So number G is the proposed amendments for downtown. And who wants to speak to that, please?
I will ask that we defer that to January, as I do not have the information about it.
We'll defer to January. Now we're gonna go to 9H in the amended agenda, and I have a letter from Mr. Sibley. I'll just read that out. It's just an update in terms of the situation with Riverside. There's been a lot of communication, a lot of questions asked, council and citizens. So I asked Mr. Sibley to give me a breakdown. So I'll go through this as best I paraphrase. Construction in Riverside will be coming to a halt for the winter months. But before construction ends, the street, which has been dug up, will have a base layer of asphalt. And again, that's a base. And the manholes and valve boxes will be set for access to prevent future damage from plowing. And before the asphalt's put on, there'll be 6 to 8 inches of gravel compacted down. Due to the late start and weather, it had some major challenges, but we're still on budget. And some questions asked, were we on budget or over budget with all the delays? And we are still on budget. So that's a good news situation, obviously. The curbs, sidewalks and final layers of asphalt will be placed when the whole completion of Riverside is done in 2024. So grading is supposed to start, weather permitting, either Friday or Monday. And then again, weather related temperatures, the 4-inch coat of topsoil, or sorry, top asphalt will go on that location. And I talked to Mr. Sibley yesterday. There's some debris left in some residents' homes, like they will be driving in their front of the yards and those type of things. Once that process is finished, then our public works can go in and clean down that the best they can, so that we have as best can be for winter. There's major concerns, both town, council, and Mr. Sibley. So hopefully, weather being nice tomorrow and Monday, by the middle of next week, that should be back to something close to. So that's my report. Jeff, Councilor.
Can I just ask a question about the water lines and the cold weather and what they're doing, because we've asked residents to leave a tap running?
That has all been removed.
Oh,
There is my understanding, they're all hooked back up to the original, with the main hookups.
oh, okay, awesome.
And my understanding was why it caused so many issues, they had to go down 14 feet for the septic and then fill it back in. And maybe Council Ramsey would like me if that was better this, and then go back down 6 to 7 feet for the water lines. But the temporary water lines have been removed
Okay,
and they're tapped into the whole
great,
location, so.
great.
And Jeff has been very confident about that to make sure that happened. For Mr. Sibley. Okay. That's my update and that part. Now, the numbers get juggled. Next would be New Year's levy. And Deputy Mayor, do you want to speak to that?
Do we want to do one or not?
Yeah.
So it's us doing it, is that correct? The town?
The town, yes.
And I
The
know,
Legion themselves are not having one. Not even the 1 hour pre-levy or anything like that. Their downstairs is gonna be opened up because they lost money last year because they paid for bartenders and they
Oh.
put
So they're
it
not
on.
having anything.
Well, downstairs is open, and like it was to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's like a tradition here in
Yeah.
town.
I know,
But they don't
that
feel because it's not on a weekend that.
Yeah, they're money.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Some municipalities, I was told, and don't quite, those that are not doing it to, in regards because of the tent situation, the homelessness and whatever, so there's been a bit of a thread back and forth, may not be, for discussion here, but certain awareness is out there.
Wow.
So it would be the town of Stewiacke would put the levy on.
Yeah, it's like our usual time between 12 and 1, once it is, and you know, there's food land and.
No,
So consensus?
no,
Yay or
I
nay?
think we should bother. Nothing else is.
no. So it's actually the Legion that would bring people in for ours.
Good, thank you, council.
That'd be good.
Um,
I agree.
Yeah. Yes, Randy?
Yeah, no.
That's total consensus.
Yeah.
That's it for. Move on to item number 10, bylaw and policies. We have, notice for that tonight. We're gonna move into that, with the comments and with Richard, will you make sure that, it's on there? Anybody has any comments on Zoom? We'll open the floor to you, please.
Is somebody speaking?
I was trying to see.
I don't think so.
That's
What
what
about
Mom
the,
shaking his head now.
Is that messages?
On the
What's
right,
more?
and Ms. Richards.
I can't see, so maybe Counselor was probably have to say something.
We just read out the comments, correct?
Do you want me to read?
You need to read them or just know them?
Well,
It'd be nice to know, I can't see them, so.
no, it could be verbalized.
You wanna read them?
No, you go ahead. I
Okay.
can't see them, I'm
All
laughing.
right, comment number 1, to the person coughing, have a hot toddy, whiskey and milk, solve that for you. I can hear everyone. Any amendments should be published in text as well, please. Downtown development deferral, this being the Foodland old building question mark, that was a question.
Thank you. We have no other comments. I will move into my report. For December the 14th. November 25th, I attended the craft fair Bacarma Cat Rescue. 26th, I presented the mayor's leadership award at the Storm Baseball Banquet. November 27th, HR committee meeting. November 2nd, participated in the events around Stewiacke celebrates Christmas, taking in the first parade of lights and tree ceremony. It was an amazing turnout, one event, folks, one event. And thank you to all our staff and volunteers who made this possible. It was an amazing evening. And our local MLA, Larry Harrison, showed up to help do the countdown. December the 5th, I met briefly with Mr. Brown, who earlier in the day had resigned as CEO. December the 5th in the morning, I met with Mayor Christine Blair in a separate matter. December the 6th, I called an emergency meeting with town council. December the 7th, I called the second emergency meeting with town council. December the 8th, I met with our solicitor, Mr. Thompson. December the 11th, Human Resource Committee meeting. December the 12th, I released a letter advising and updating the residents of the town of Stewiacke of the current status of the interim and CEO search. And thank you, Ms. Richards, for putting that in very quickly. December the 13th, yesterday, I met with the Deputy Associate Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Valerie Potty Bungie, and provided an update on the current CEO situations for the town of Stewiacke and provided Ms. Bungie with a timeline. I want to thank our staff, council and staff, for going above and beyond. It's been a very busy few days, and we have success because we have staff such as Aaron and Leah and many other folks that do this and keep this town operating. So you are appreciated and you are thanked. Deputy Mayor.
I attended 2 of the chair meetings, business and tourism meeting, which was great. We had, I believe, almost 25 people here from all over the county. Thank you Councillor Coolman for that, that was wonderful. December 2nd, Christmas Day in Stewiacke was inaugurated in the park again. Councillor Richards, I couldn't believe the number of people that turned out to watch the parade in the pouring rain. It just really, it was amazing. And I attended a library board meeting.
Councilor,
Yeah, I also attended the Christmas in town. It was so lovely this evening. It was great and, yeah. Happy holiday.
Take the licenses and stuff. Councilor Osborne.
I have a 3-page report from NSFM that I distributed to everyone. I am not going to read it. That is my report from, the fall conference, that was attended by Mayor Loy and, Deputy Mayor Chapman as well. Do not allow them to change the names and put your name to it, as Mayor Loy was going to. I also attended the business meeting, which was amazing. I learned a lot. So thank you to Councillor Shulman for the invitation. I worked the craft show on November the 25th for Karma Cats. Stewiacke and Christmas on December the 2nd was amazing. Again, thank you very much to Erin. A lot of work goes into that, and for the first parade of lights, and congratulations to Councillor Roger Slang and her street for putting on one of the best floats, and it was lovely to see. Congratulations to Roseanne Chapman for becoming our deputy mayor for the last term going into the election. And I have had many library board meetings as the chair of the HRC.
One more coming up.
And we have one more on Monday. So Merry Christmas to everyone. I'm sure I'll probably see everyone around, but Merry Christmas, enjoy the holidays with your family.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor,
Oh, I will echo, the Christmas in Stewiacke was a lot of fun. I think everyone had a great time. It was fun being in the parade. It looked like a great turnout from my standpoint. I met with Peter, the owner of Whistler's there a couple weeks ago. And I did email around, to Greg initially, and I believe forwarded it to yourself about some questions that he had and some comments. And aside from that, that's all I have.
Councilor Furman, please.
Thank you. Just one thing I wanted to mention, on top of the committee meetings, but, the tie-ins, which is the Tourist Association of Nova Scotia, had their recent award celebration, and a Lifetime Tourism Achievement Award has been given to Bill Hay, the owner of Mastodon Ridge Developments. And I guess that's quite a prestigious award in the tie-ins world, so, maybe we could see about sending some kind of a congratulatory note to Mr. Hay, maybe in the next newsletter I'll get. Yeah, I just, congratulate Deputy Mayor Chapman. Everybody, Merry and healthy Christmas. All right.
I'm gonna follow up on Councilor's comment about Mr. Hay. Mr. Greg Connell kind of reached out during the process, asked that maybe that Mr. Hay would come over here and have some pictures taken with council, with yourself as chair, and myself, to make sure we really recognize that outstanding achievement. It's momentous, so thank you, Councilor. Okay, we are moving to in-camera. And I think what I'll ask, and to leave us, that one is 7:50. So I mean, once they've been gone, I'll have to look at it.
Do you want a motion now?
Didn't be able to do that.
Okay, I'll make that motion that we go in camera. At 7:50.
I'm just gonna.
Sorry, Councilor.
I'm safe.
In a lot of bad.
So I'll second.